You were held, fed, sung to, and loved every single day of your first 3 years. You don't remember a second of it, not the sound of your mother's voice up close, not your first steps, not your own face in a mirror for the very first time. But the real answer for why is far stranger than you were just too young. Your brain wasn't failing to save those memories. It was building the machine that saves memories at all. Think about your earliest memory right now. How old were you in it? Most people land somewhere between 3 and 4 years old. Ask 1,000 people the same question, and you get almost the same answer over and over. That's not a coincidence. That's a wall. Scientists call it infantile amnesia, and it was actually named over a century ago by Sigmund Freud, who noticed the pattern but had no idea what caused it. For decades, the leading guess was simple. Babies don't have language yet, so they can't encode memories the way adults do. No words, no story, no memory. It sounds reasonable. It's also wrong. Psychologist Carol Peterson spent years studying children as young as 2 and 3, recording the events they described right after they happened. Then she came back years later and asked those same children to recall those same events. The results were strange. The memories didn't fade slowly. They vanished, almost completely, all at once, usually by around age 7. Whatever was erasing these memories wasn't waiting for language. It was something deeper in the architecture of the growing brain. So where does the eraser actually live? Look inside your skull, and you'll find a small, curved structure called the hippocampus. Think of it as your brain's filing system. It doesn't just store memories. It decides what gets filed away for the long term and what gets thrown out. In a baby, that filing system is still under construction. New neurons are being produced at an explosive rate, faster than at almost any other point in your life. Here's the twist nobody expects. That explosion of new brain cells isn't helping early memory, it's destroying it. Neuroscientists Paul Franklin and Sheena Jocelyn ran a set of experiments on young mice whose brains produce new neurons rapidly, just like human infants. When they boosted that neuron growth even further, the mice's ability to hold on to recent memories collapsed. When they slowed the growth down, old memories stuck around longer. The new cells were wiring themselves into the same circuits older memories depended on, and in the process, they were overwriting them. Your baby brain wasn't gentle with your memories. It was ruthless. It sacrificed your first memories to build the neural real estate it needed to survive, learn language, recognize faces, and understand a spinning, chaotic new world. You weren't broken. You were under construction, and construction has debris. There's another piece to this. Psychologist Patricia Bauer's research showed that infants and toddlers absolutely can encode memories, show a baby a sequence of actions, and days later, they'll often repeat it correctly. The memory goes in. The problem isn't storage. It's retrieval and its stability. A young hippocampus can catch information, but it doesn't yet have the mature, stable web of connections needed to hold onto it for years. It's like writing in wet sand at low tide. The words form perfectly, then the tide comes back in. So why do most people's earliest memories start around age 3 or 4? Because that's roughly when the flood of new neurons slows down enough for the filing system to stabilize. That's when memories stop getting overwritten and finally start sticking, long enough for you to still have them decades later. Here's where it gets personal. This isn't just some ancient survival mechanism your body no longer needs. It's still shaping you right now. Think about how differently you remember a stressful, chaotic month at work versus a quiet, uneventful one. Your adult hippocampus is still juggling growth, stress hormones, and new information every day, just at a much smaller scale than in infancy. The same brain region that erased your first 3 years is still quietly deciding this very week which of your memories will last and which ones will dissolve without you ever noticing they're gone. You like to think of memory as a camera, faithfully recording your life in order. It isn't. It's a construction site, tearing down and rebuilding itself for as long as you're alive. And the first 3 years were simply the loudest, messiest phase of that build. So tonight, when you try one more time to reach back and grab some flicker of being 2 years old and you come up empty, know this: that emptiness isn't a failure of your memory. It's proof that your memory was working exactly as it was built to,